going on, Jeromes? Beautiful Saturday. It's time for another Vikings Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. Periodically, we'll put out a call for questions in the community tab, so thank you, everyone who checked that out. First up, Adrian Flores. Andy, do you think J.J. McCarthy will be better than Kirk Cousins where he is right now? So I'm just going to take that as, what's the ceiling with J.J. McCarthy? And is it higher than the ceiling that Kirk Cousins had during his career? I would say yes. Because, I mean, when Kirk was good, he was very, very good. So 2022, probably Kirk's best season. And he perennially, for me, was a top 8 to 9 quarterback, somewhere in there. I think that's well within range for J.J. McCarthy. Now, it may take some time for him to get there, but there's a couple things that we know for sure. He's got the physical traits. He's got a great arm, has great accuracy, played in a pro-style system, and also is very adept as well as willing to throw over the middle of the field, which is what is a major part of Kevin O'Connell's offense. Also, he's going to work his ass off. Right? It's not going to be a situation where outside influences affect his game or he's not putting in the work, like he's too busy winning national titles at Michigan in the college football 25 game, because he did it in real life, IRL. All right, so I think that McCarthy's ceiling is a top 5 quarterback. I truly believe that. Also, the mind melding with him and Kevin O'Connell long term, where I feel like that isn't appreciated enough, where if you have a defensive-minded head coach, the relationship with the quarterback is important, and it has worked out before. You look at obviously Belichick and Tom Brady, but also if you have an offensive-minded head coach, you can stay together a long time. Because defensive-minded head coach, if the OC and the quarterback are great, that OC is going to get a head coaching job eventually, right? So you do have just constant turnover there, pun intended, but O'Connell and McCarthy could be together a long time. And also with Jefferson and hopefully Addison and Hockenson when he gets back, baby. Also Darrisaw on the blind side. Let's go. So yeah, respect to Cousins when he was here. Like when he was good, he was good. But I think that McCarthy's ceiling is going to be much, much higher than Kirk's, because also, I mean, Kirk won one playoff game with the Vikings and through his NFL career. I McCarthy is obviously a lot higher in the hashtag QB playoff wins department. Next, Jacob Meyer. Speaking of quarterbacks, how good does Darnold have to be this year to warrant a second contract / franchise tag? Again, it would be a very good problem to have, and also the Vikings do have the cap space where they could franchise tag him next year, and if he completely rips the doors off the roof, it's not what the saying is, but I don't care, they could work out an extension for him. Now, obviously, J.J. McCarthy is the future. I believe Kevin O'Connell when he says he's all in with McCarthy as the future, but Darnold could play so well that he forces the Vikings' hand, and I think that he does have that potential. He does have a great arm. He is accurate. He does have moxie, but you can tell maybe the confidence has sort of been beaten out of him a little bit from the Jets and the Panthers years, but maybe he was like Stella, got his groove back last year in San Francisco, and now is going to have a ton of confidence. And for all the reasons why we said J.J. McCarthy, his potential is sky high, could work out with Sam Darnold this year. O'Connell, McCown, Jefferson, Addison, Hockenson, Aaron Jones, Darrisaw, and O'Neal. So everything could work together for Darnold, but I don't think there's a benchmark number for him to get to. If he plays good, efficient, and within himself football versus just giving the ball to the other team, and this offense can hum, and this offense can be a top 8 unit, and the Vikings make some noise, potentially make the playoffs, potentially win the division, I think that they would have to give some cause for pause, because even though McCarthy is the future, I mean, Darnold could be the guy right now. It's certainly possible. Again, good problem to have, because at minimum, you could tag and trade Darnold for a mint, because especially with how the quarterback class is shaping up next year, I mean, Darnold could be very valuable, and also he's on the good side of 30. Next, Zay Lafram. Would you take Gary Kubiak over Kevin O'Connell? No. I think a better question would be, would you take Stefanski over Kevin O'Connell? That'd be a good one. I mean, Stefanski already won Coach of the Year. Similar style of system, similar demeanor. But with Kubiak, you forget Gary Kubiak won a Super Bowl as a head coach. How crazy is that? 2015 Peyton Mann thing. But really, it was Wade Phillips and that defense. Because basically, DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller won Peyton Manning another Super Bowl. Because you forget, like Brock Osweiler went 5-2 that season starting, and Brock Osweiler was not good. It was that defense, man. It was that defense, baby. But I mean, O'Connell is young. I think that he's a little bit more innovative than Kubiak, even though Kubiak did come from that Shanahan tree. So no. But if it's Stefanski or O'Connell, I'm still gonna go O'Connell. Mainly because he's here. That's it. It'd be close, though. So remember that year when Kevin Stefanski was the OC? I believe it was 2019. And Gary Kubiak was brought in as an advisor. Quote, unquote. Sure. All right. Next, Keokap. Is the Vikings team mentally too laid back with no sense of urgency or toughness? I don't believe so, but I understand where that perspective comes from, especially coming from the whole Zimmer regime, old school, hard ass, spitting tobacco and stuff. But some people forget, like, Bud Grant wasn't really a hard ass. Actually, he wasn't a hard ass at all. He was basically like that very stoic father who, if you screwed up, he just gave you the look. And like, you weren't cowering in fear, but you ate yourself up because you let him down. And a lot of former players relay feeling sentiment like that, where he was just like that stern dad. Now, O'Connell is much more of a product of his time. I think that coaching and leadership in general is trending towards a more positive reinforcement, but also that doesn't mean that you just accept negativity or you accept mistakes. Like the standard is the standard. And also, that audio from receiver where Kevin O'Connell is dropping some F-bombs, chewing out the team after that loss against the Eagles. Get down, KOC. That's right. But I think 2022 was really good for some of the young players on this team, where they were finding ways to win games. Last year, not so great. You had a variant swing back the other way. I think that, unfortunately, Kevin O'Connell's play calling towards the end of last year, even though they're on quarterback 2, 3, 4, the Vikings gave away games. You look at the Denver game, you look at the Bears game especially, you look at the Bengals game, obviously, and yeah, it was just kind of tough, but also you win or you learn. And the Vikings won in 2022. They learned a lot in 2023, and I think that they can bring that mentality in 2024. Also, when Justin freaking Jefferson is your alpha number one leader, like, you're not going to be soft. Like, you're not going to get complacent. You are just going to bring it every single time. And also with Ivan Pace Jr., let's go. Lastly, Skull Prods. Do you think Diamond Dallas Turner will have as good of a career as Jared Allen, or even better than Jared Allen? Well, that's a very high bar. So jumping Jared Allen, the pride of Idaho State / Culinary Academy, like, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely should be. 136 career sacks, in the top 10 all time, 5-time Pro Bowl, 4-time All Pro, and I truly believe that he was one of the best edge rushers in NFL history. Obviously, one of the best in team history as well. And the Vikings have had some damn good pass rushers. But also, it's sort of apples and oranges, because yes, they rush the edge, but stylistically, Jared Allen as a 4-3 defensive end, and Diamond Dallas Turner as a stand-up outside linebacker, rushing from, in a 3-4, usually from a wide 9 spot, like two different positions, but. Could Turner be a sort of a light version of Chris Dolman? We would certainly take that. Chris Dolman, rest in power. But, I mean, if Turner sniffs 100-plus sacks, I mean, that's already pretty good. If he is up there with 136, I mean, we'll certainly take that. But I think he's going to shock a lot of people. I think that he's going to have a very, very damn good rookie season, and I think that he will be a strong candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I already sprinkled a couple of jelly beans on that, so yeah, I love the situation that we're in. But that's it. Vikings Q&A for this wonderful Saturday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull Production Value.